Hello everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
And welcome to our Q&A with Westlife.
We've got all your questions from Facebook, guys, and Twitter, so we're going to go through them one by one.
First of all, we thank everybody for their support and love over the past couple of weeks. Would that be an idea?
That'd be an idea, Nicky. Why don't you start? So
I just did it.
First question. What is the first question?
Shane's going to ask the first question. Can you share your reasons behind the split, Shane?
Where do we start?
At the beginning.
I think the whole split has been talked about, guys.
Start at the end.
Probably over a year or so now. And the last 6 months, it kind of got more and more in our mind. I think deep down we all have reasons for it, but I think it's more of a thing that we felt like we were coming to the end of what the band and the success of the band, and we were at a level where we thought, let's go out on a high, end it on a high note. I think with the greatest hits coming out as well, it made us think about it probably a lot more, which kind of felt maybe it's time. And we talked about it over and back for a long time, and we felt like it was probably the right thing to do, even though I think deep down none of us want to let go of Westlife. I think we all feel like we have to, and it's time. So obviously it's very sad news for all our fans, and sad news for us as well. It's been half our life in Westlife, and it's been the most amazing time we've had, the most amazing journey, but we're very much looking forward to next year's tour. For some reason we're quite excited, I think the last kind of week or two too, about the kind of the next kind of 6 or 8 months ahead. It's going to be an amazing tour, and we hope to kind of finish Westlife on the biggest high that we possibly can. And
just to be clear, we're not finished just yet. We've got a big tour ahead of us. The album's coming out, and we really are very excited about that. It's going to be not far off a year before we're going anywhere. So just keep that in mind.
Do you want to add anything to it, lads?
I just think that for the four of us, I think, like Shane said, we've been doing this since we were young. Since we left school, and I think for us all, in order for us to kind of realise, first of all, what we've done and what we've accomplished and what we've achieved, sometimes you kind of need to step away from it and live life without Westlife. I think for the four of us, it's probably going to be a good thing to kind of live life without Westlife being a part of it, and to be able to kind of look back on the success that we've had over the last 14 years and the memories. And I think for the last kind of, everybody probably agree, the last year or so, it kind of just felt like that we've been on this kind of like treadmill of just continuously chasing and going after it bit by bit by bit and trying to keep it going, when, as Shane said, coming to the greatest hits album, and it was kind of just felt natural, really. I think.
Yeah, I think it's a natural progression. Our story's been ongoing ever since we started in 1998, and nearly 14 years later, it will have been 14 years at the end of the tour next year. I think it's kind of like a natural ending. We're all very happy as well. I mean, it'd be horrible if it got to a point where we all started not enjoying it and we all were unhappy and all that kind of stuff. I think it's much better to end it on a happy high note, and I like high notes. So anyways,
when you ended on the high note of Flame, that means you think
we haven't picked the set list yet. Anyways, I think it's kind of the right time. It feels right. It's not too early, not too late. It's just around the right time. That's like something Jaden would say. It's not too early. It's not too late. It's just like the right time.
Nicky?
I think the boys have pretty much covered it, but yeah, I think 14 years has been a long time. Very amazing memories. I think we can walk away holding our heads proud that we've done ourselves proud, we've done our families proud, and there's no kind of regret. We've kind of, as Mark said, we've our story unfolded, and as hard as a decision it was to make, it has been pending or developing over the last 12 months, probably even a little bit longer. And we all didn't want to make that decision, but having had numerous conversations, it felt right with the greatest hits coming out this year. And it kind of felt like, well, that would be an amazing kind of icing on the cake to go and do a big tour and say thank you to everybody and stuff like that. So it's very sad, don't get us wrong. We're next year will be, I don't know how we're going to get through our final show, but we'll drag each other through it. But right now we're kind of, as Mark again said, there's still a bit of time left before we face that. So we're enjoying the promotion, and we're on the Late Late Show in Ireland later on tomorrow, and Strictly Come Dance in the UK and stuff like that. So there's still a bit of us to see just yet. Oh, Alan Carr.
Alan Carr, that'll be
watch
quite
us.
funny.
You can actually watch us going from sober to completely drunk in the space of one interview.
In the space of 5 minutes. Right, anyway, let's move on to the questions.
Cool.
This next question is going to be different answers from everybody, I guess. But what is your favourite song to perform together?
Quick fire.
You Raise Me Up.
World of Our Own.
Flying Without Wings.
What about now?
See, we're all different. That's why we're splitting up.
That's a good one. We don't agree, you see, on anything.
Kian, do you want to go next question?
Well, what other music do we all listen to? Well, I've been a rock fan since I was younger. I went to see the Foo Fighters in concert last year, and I've become a very big fan of them since. I listen to all sorts, really. You know, I listen to a lot of pop music, kind of like a bit of chill out music, rock music, loads of different stuff, really. I mean, I think my music collection is a bit too big to kind of go, what type of music do I listen to?
Let's pick one artist that we like to listen to each.
Well, Foo Fighters for me, right now.
Maggie?
I like loads just like Kian, and it's too hard to pick. But just mentioning new people. But that's not the question, Jay.
Let's keep it quick fire, because we get through all the questions.
I was thinking about answering it really long and slow, actually. So the question was, what kind of music do we all listen to?
What other music?
I'm just going to suggest a new artist called Lana Del Rey, who's coming out at the moment, and she's sort of like a more chill out version of Amy Winehouse crossed with
what's her name?
Nancy Sinatra.
Lana
Del Rey.
If Mark's listening to it, it's probably going to be successful.
Probably going to win Grammys in the next 2 years.
The same thing with Amy Winehouse. You did the same thing with Ed Sheeran. So
And everyone else.
Okay, I'm just going to go Bruno.
Mark, would it be true that you're a talent spotter?
That's your new career?
I can
just
feel. You know what? I can just feel it in my body and my soul.
He feels it
when there's someone with that extra special.
He feels it in his toe.
Lana Del Rey, I felt it with those toes.
Right, okay. I have a funny feeling we won't get through all the questions if we continue at this pace.
Quick fire.
Bruno Mars.
Okay, Bryan Adams.
Okay, next question. What is your favourite ever Westlife song, Shane?
Probably Flying Without Wings.
I'm going to go with...
It's kind of the same as the... sort of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's pick two each.
Okay, go. Flying Without Wings and...
What about now?
What about now?
You Raise Me Up and...
White of Road.
I'm Already There.
Ooh, good. I don't know.
I'm going to go random album
your
trap.
children.
It's about my dog, yo.
The dog will be alright.
That was one of the best lyric changes.
That was
of all
quality.
time.
That was quality.
You know,
Nicky
I'll say it through song.
What did you say?
I'll say, anyways. This one.
I get what you want to say. Two songs.
No. My favourite two Westlife songs.
No, I don't know. Is that the question?
Well, let's say I'm going to say album tracks.
Actually, the question was, what is your favourite Westlife song?
Shane
said we should pick two each.
It's too hard to pick one. So many hits.
Okay, I mean...
Kian, why don't you help?
The good news
You're going to have to come back to me on this one.
The good news is they're all on the Greatest Hits. It's coming out in 2 weeks.
What has been your most memorable concert and why?
First Crow Park.
Second Crow Park.
Ooh. Why then?
Because of the speech
I
that I
enjoyed
made
this.
to my dad.
Okay.
I enjoyed the second Crow Park more because I was able to perform.
It was more emotional. Out in the middle of the crowd singing "You Raise Me Up" was incredible.
Bawling my eyes out crying to my
But
dad
then,
up in the skies.
let me entertain you on the First Crow Park.
Unreal.
Was the most
In
amazing.
fairness, the trousers that we wore during the medley of the First Crow Park stole the show for me.
My trousers.
Yeah.
Well,
They made the front of
I
the
had
table.
checkers.
Was it just me and you that had the funky dogs?
No, we all had-
You
I
had
had checkers.
Oh,
I had
yeah,
liked
so
the
I
grey
had
checkers.
You
fine
gold
grey,
trousers.
gold letters.
Me and Kian's trousers stole the show that night.
Mine would probably be. I'd have to go with the first Crow Park actually. In 2008, that was pretty incredible. Because you know what, doing Crow Park was always a dream, and then to do that and to sell so quickly and stuff like that was. And Crow Park's such an amazing stadium. Next question.
Do I get to ask one, Nicky?
Go on, man.
See, Nicky's hogging the bloody interviews. That's why.
Well, he wants
Just
to
trying
be
to get it
presenter.
done. Just trying to get it
Must
done.
be
Okay.
presenters.
Just trying to help you guys out.
Through all these years, what is it that kept you singing and entertaining your fans? I think that from day one, fans and having crazy fans is something that's given us massive adrenaline. And Nicky, just push the two out to one there.
Oh, you
Just do what?
Sorry,
Mark needs more room to
That was
talk.
so funny.
For my F. I think that the fans have kept us going. Our love for making music and performing live has kept us going. They're the three things. Since the start, even when we performed in Sligo to 300 or 400 people, that the reaction from the fans was something that gave us massive adrenaline, and that's probably the main thing, really, because we could arguably make music and perform live without having the big record deal and everything. So effectively, without the fans, we'd be nothing, and so therefore, it is all for the fans, for you.
Very good answer, Mark. Very good finish.
I wasn't listening to
My
it.
next
Bored me
question:
after about 2 minutes.
what is all your? I don't know. If you could travel back in time and relive one moment again, what would it be and why? One moment again.
The time you travel back in time.
I presume it's a Westlife moment.
No, probably my wedding day. I'd like to have that again.
I enjoyed the chocolate biscuit cake.
It went so fast. It went so fast because weddings day obviously go fast.
Shane had the most amazing chocolate biscuit wedding cake.
I had that at my wedding too.
Oh, did
Yeah,
you?
but we
Nicky
didn't know. We
copied
didn't know
Shane.
about yours because
No,
we didn't
mine
get it
was
till 2 o'clock in the morning.
You got married before Shane?
I robbed Nicky's idea.
Oh!
Yeah, but we didn't get his wedding
Actually-
till 2 o'clock in the morning, and we were already scuttling.
And actually, do you know what, Shane?
Yes.
Which you didn't do. The Christmas afterwards, when Shane would have been just about a year married, Shane sent, well, he sent me anyway, a big copy like of his actual wedding cake a year later. So
Well, I actually did do that. I just didn't send it to you.
eating chocolate cake, chocolate biscuit cake. I spend every Christmas eating chocolate cake, but this was.
You also had the same chocolate cake at my 13th party.
chocolate cake.
I've had it. I've had it at every single party.
Yes.
Any kind of. I had it for Christmas last year.
Shane's
Yeah,
like that when he
yeah,
finds
at the
something.
Christian Rock with just Christian.
When he
Yeah.
finds something he likes, he just sticks to it like a wagamama. Like chocolate biscuit
The company's
cake.
called
Big Nash.
Cakes and Co in Dublin, by the way, if you want to get them.
BMW. I love the BMW.
Where are we at now?
I love Burton.
Next question, Nicky. Okay.
Which one are we on?
Well, we'll do this one. How long do you think Nicky's speech will be next year?
I'd say it could be 2013 by the time the tour finishes.
Will we get in 2 cups of tea?
Look at doing.
We get 4.
Why don't we
Can you
do
show
your
me where that
speech as the
question is?
last song, and then everyone can
just
stay
over there.
behind if they want to actually hear your speech?
I get it. I just thought it'd be funny. Yeah. Nicky's speech is very good. It's just that we take the mick out a little bit because of it.
Where is the next question? Because I don't know where we are.
What has been your
Nicky,
favourite?
seriously though, how
What
long
has
did we-
been your favourite medley song? We chatted about this the other night. Dance routine over the years.
The Blues
Favourite
Brothers
medley
song
song
was the,
No,
Medley song was Black Eyed
Don't
Peas.
You Wish Your Boyfriend.
Oh no,
Right.
the
Black Eyed
Black Eyed
Peas was
Peas.
I have to say that on the turnaround tour, that entire medley was fun to perform, but more in a. I know the Black Eyed Peas song is more fun and the crowd's going crazy, but like to actually be on stage performing that medley was more motivating.
But I also think that, remember we had the ramp? That helped with the routine.
I need you.
Yeah,
I need
and
you.
it went up and around. If we didn't
I
have a
need you.
ramp, it might be harder.
I think that was the most strenuous routine as well.
Yeah.
you
that was
just
good
went fit
though.
on that tour.
No, I was fitness fanatic on that tour.
Yeah, you did
Remember
the
he went
weights.
to
No,
he
No,
went to
it was the
six
greatest
pack.
hits when you were doing it.
No, it was the greatest. It was the turnaround tour, and I turned into Muscle Man again for a while.
Yeah, man.
We need a Kian fan to message us in and tell us which tour that actually was.
Okay. Next
Okay,
question.
you were only teenagers when Westlife was formed. Whose character do you reckon has changed the most?
Mark looks lovely now, doesn't he?
It looks like a
Whose
ghost.
character has changed the most in the band? I would say.
I would say Mark.
I would say Mark too. Not in a bad way, but I definitely think you've changed more. I think.
Oh, don't get me wrong, Shane. I agree with you. And that, folks, is why I've changed. Because I used to sit over here going. No, I actually seen some footage of me the other day in Wild Westlife, which I was YouTubing. Check it out. And it was that documentary we done. And I was standing in the kitchen with my
Is
mum.
that in Mexico?
Like that.
Brazil,
It was
Mexico.
all over the world. I was actually talking like this for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe I was trying to assert my masculinity in the documentary to make sure nobody realised that in fact I'm trying to get. I was like, yeah, I really like coming.
Here's a good
over.
one. Here's a good one. And honest answers here, lads. Do you go online and Google yourself?
Google myself.
Yeah.
You just skipped 3 questions on purpose, yeah?
Oh yeah.
No, but for a while I had a thing called Google Alert. So anytime your name is comes up in like a news piece or something.
Yeah, but would you go online and see how many times like your name props up if you put in Mark Feely or Nicky Byrne or Shane Fowler?
I've googled my name, Gillian's name, and all the kids' names. Yeah.
Would you do it regularly?
I wouldn't
No,
do it to
that-
check
I
what you were
honestly
saying.
don't do
I
it.
would
Yeah.
do it if we were at something and you wanted to see the picture or something. You Google Nicky Byrne at whatever.
Westlife.gr.
Yeah,
There's a
Westlife.
website called Westlife.gr.
Or the committed. The committed.net is really good as well.
Is that still alive?
Mark.
I want to go. I actually find it hard to find the committed website.
Mark, there's like 4 questions for you here,
Yeah,
and for
but-
you only.
No. The next page.
Yeah, I know, but we're going to start with you. I'm going to interview Mark, right? Mark, would you consider taking part in the musical?
I would
We
consider
think,
it.
we think
Yes.
you'd be brilliant.
We do.
I would
Oh,
consider
well, we
it.
do, and
If you think about it, we've kind of
Do you not think?
everyone apart from Nicky comes from a musical background.
I come from a musical background. Just not a
No,
musical.
the
Stage
stage
music.
music, the stage musicals. I'm talking about Grease, Oliver,
Musical.
Annie, Get Your Gun, and the like.
West Side Story.
Yeah, definitely. I love musicals. I mean, there's a certain type of musical that I prefer to be in than others, if you know what I mean.
Would you ever consider if you ever did the Red Bull musical, you'd be away in a high.
Would you ever consider being a drag queen in a musical?
I would completely consider it, yes. Kian, but actually, you've done drag more times than I have. You should see Kian in a pair of heels. He rocks.
Sweetie, I'm a mate, babe.
Trust me.
Right, Mark, what was your inspiration for Beautiful World, the song, a new song in our
well, in fairness, I wrote it with John Shanks and a girl called Ruth Ann Cunningham, and on the day we were talking about my relationship with Kevin, actually, and how it's in this current world that I live in.
As opposed to when you used to live in.
Well, I used to live in a world where I was suppressing my sexuality, actually, and in that world, it wasn't so beautiful.
That's why Mark's character changed so much. He speaks his mind.
The point was, in this day and age, it's a beautiful world that we live in that I can be happy, whereas before, years ago, I couldn't be. And honestly, that is pretty much
that actually
the kind of subject
nail it exactly in a nutshell there, doesn't it? Think of the verse and everything.
Well, the verses actually as well, it's about sort of being able to admit you're wrong and
sometimes I mess up my intentions. I get a laugh.
But as I say, it's a song that we sometimes if someone writes a song by themselves, it could be probably completely about something they've experienced. But when you co-write a song, it tends to be you just tend to have a discussion about stuff, and then out of that discussion there might be a meaning of something that's picked.
And Mark, that brings us on to the next question. Would you like to write some more songs in the future?
Well, since Beautiful World, I've probably written 10 or 15 songs. I just do it anyways. I write songs.
We have Mediocre World, Horrible World,
Nicky's World,
okay, Shane's World.
Honestly, I write songs all the time, so that question is already answered. I think I'd write songs even if I, gave up music industry forever. I'd still write. So I used to write songs next to Kian in class when I was 14, and I used to get in trouble for it in school.
Kian used to beat chewing gum, sticking under the desk.
Kian used to be always scribbling names of bands and doing designs for the names of the bands.
Kian was managing me. He was actually the teacher would start give out to me, and Kian would stand up because he was like my manager in the class, and he'd stand up.
Sit down, teacher. Right.
And he would literally, honestly,
he's working.
That's not far off what we're talking about here.
Okay, hey, it's for me the next.
Kian threw a banana at a teacher once and it stuck to the blackboard.
So Kian, we have to ask the questions to you.
Okay, very well.
Kian, do you think we can see you playing the guitar?
The guitar.
The guitar.
It's a country.
On tour. Basically, are you going to get another free guitar on the tour?
Basically, I was going to say the only way I'm going to play guitar on tour next year if the boys buy me a really nice new guitar.
A Les Paul, maybe something that's a limited edition.
I want a limited edition ESP for my music room in my new house. And that's the only way I'm going to play
If you're getting an Les Paul.
You're about to become a father, Kian. What are you most excited about, and have the other boys given you any tips? Have we given you any tips?
Well, the first part of the question, what am I most excited about, I think would be to actually just meet the baby and actually to have the baby in my hands. In that way, that's probably the most exciting part of it.
It's mad, you're going to meet your own baby for the first time.
And figure, obviously this finding out whether it's a boy or a girl.
You better not be late for the meeting either.
Like
you were today.
I wasn't late today.
I was actually late today.
You were late.
I'm very sorry, by the way. I was late today. Very sorry. Anyway.
But anyways,
I was on time.
No, I'm really looking forward to.
Don't get away with that on your own.
I'm usually on time.
Finding out whether it's a boy or a girl. That's obviously.
It's definitely going to be one of them.
It is 50-50 chance.
There's a small percentage.
And what was the second part of the question? Oh, have I been given any advice? Yeah, I mean we talk about it all the time, really, don't we?
Every day.
Yeah. All the different things that fatherhood brings to life, and the boys think that I can forget about surf trips and stuff like that. And
what are you going to do? You think your surfing's going to suffer because of it or not?
Well, I was under the impression my surfing was going to do the opposite because
it'll be your
surely has something to do now when I want to go surfing.
In fairness, you've got waves right beside your house.
No, I'm only joking. No,
but it's
very hard to push a buggy through the sand. It's kind of impossible.
No, you can buy certain sand buggies.
He's going to put skis on the buggy.
This baby's going to grow up on the beach.
Yeah, but get skis. Just skate him along. Get skis in the sand.
No, but actually, you know what? That's obviously going to be the biggest thing for me after Westlife is being a daddy.
Okay, and what is the weirdest food you've ever tried while you've been on tour?
Zebra wasn't great, was it, when you tried that in South Africa?
No, it wasn't in South Africa, was it?
Oh, did you not?
Oh, do you know, didn't we see...
Namibia it was.
Namibia.
Did we see Azores, or did we just talk about Azores in South Africa? It's a cross between Azores, a zebra and a horse.
No, I definitely wouldn't eat that.
I didn't say did you eat it. I said did we talk about it or did we see one?
Did any of us try crocodile down there?
No, it was on the menu though.
I've tried kudu, I think it's called. It's like a little. I've tried.
Take a measure and make a lemon.
Kangaroo penis.
You've tried that?
Kangaroo penis.
Yeah, kangaroo penis.
Was you tried it?
When did you try that?
I chew them on every week, darling.
Don't even eat that on I'm a Celebrity.
Oh, you should try the testicles, darling.
Yeah, kangaroo penis is on I'm a Celebrity.
It's not. It's kangaroo anus and kangaroo testicles.
And penis.
But you ate the penis.
No, I'm penis.
No
Nicky,
testicles.
I'm
Okay.
joking. I never ate a kangaroo penis like.
Would you on I'm a Celebrity though? If you had to.
Well, it depends, you know what I mean?
The more important question. Kian says it all depends on how much money they offered him to eat the penis.
No, I didn't.
The kangaroo penis. What time of day is it actually here?
So you might see on one of those shows, Kian, is that what you're saying? You would like to do?
You'll see
You've
me on The
always talked
Voice in
about the
Ireland.
trek.
You'll see me on The Voice in Ireland. There you go.
And you're not going to be eating any parts of a kangaroo on that.
I'm just going to be eating people alive. You're a crap! Get out!
Love
Not
it.
at all.
Right, Nicky.
Yes.
From all the thousands of banners you've read over the years, which sticks out in your mind the most?
The one that said.
I love Mark.
No, the funniest. I mean, there's loads of funny ones. What was one of the Wales where it said, "You've shagged all the sheep. Can you shag us?" Remember that one?
It was better than that.
I mean, come on. What?
That was
It
good.
was something like that. It was very funny. It was very good.
Was it that one like
Nicky, give me your...
like literally flat out, like no even beating around the bush, like
Nicky fancy quickie. Yeah, but there was
no, like Nicky baby.
Nah.
Shane, sorry, can you speak?
I
clearly?
answered
I didn't hear you. Nicky, you said Nicky ride me.
Yeah, I know. The best was Shane. I'd be a horse.
No, it's my question. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I'd be a horse. Really right me.
Just go.
Nicky, you'll be the salt, I'll be the pepper. We'll be together forever.
Oh,
Instinct.
I'd nearly get up and walk out after
Yeah,
that.
that
was nearly leaving there in his own
That's
for
the
a minute.
creativity right there.
You never will.
Deserve that.
I thought it was good.
It actually exists and it's actually a poem. Lots of people like it. Check it out.
No.
Don't. Full of it.
It's the lyrics of a Jill Scott song. No, actually, you'll be the salt, I'll be the
Nicky,
pepper.
what,
give me
Nicky, what was the
flavour
most
forever.
embarrassing thing that's happened to you on stage? Hardest question.
It was on the turnaround tour in 2004.
Whatever.
2000 whatever.
Whenever Brian left, 2004, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was in the in the round tour when we came off the stage. Was that the in the round tour when we fell into the drum kit? Pushed you into the drum kit?
You pushed me into the drum kit. That was embarrassing for me, though.
Yeah, well, I kind of felt a bit embarrassed for you.
Right, okay. Because you just went one too
I
far.
went a little bit too far.
It was
Gets
in
aggressive.
the, it was
He
in
had a beer
the
before
Queen
the show.
song, wasn't it?
No, yeah, we ran by each other and I just gave you one hand.
And I fell in top of drum kit. Where was it? Was it in Holland?
Somewhere.
Where?
I think it was
I think it
Rotterdam.
was somewhere.
This could be Rotterdam,
Anywhere.
Liverpool, Rotterdam.
Right, do you have good luck charm that you take on tour? Well, Nicky has about
No.
50 good luck charms.
I don't.
Tap your finger, take the high fives.
He's like,
This coming from the man who actually taps your ring on the side of the stage. I don't do that.
Yeah, but I do. I tapped at the stage, but you do about 50
Yeah, but
good
you
charms.
do an awful lot of things.
A bit of that, a bit of that. Nicky is very superstitious.
the
Very
writing's on the
superstitious.
wall.
And he's afraid of lifts, which is something we need to get him over. Before the end of the band, Nicky's going to not be afraid of lifts. Right, next, me.
Right then, who are the FB the question?
Kid,
Do you watch yourself on TV and how does it make you feel when?
Well done, that's brilliant, lads. That was like a chorus of a song.
You know what? We were asking
I
about
always
again.
watch back TV show performances, yes, and I always feel a bit weird. I'm always criticising probably
Yourself, mostly, or others?
myself. I criticise you probably the most. But
See?
I actually do criticise myself a bit. I'm my worst critic. But I do watch back performances as much as possible. Don't go on YouTube kind of watch it back, but if I have them Sky Plus and stuff, I'll watch it.
have you
I
ever
think
gone,
it's very
oh my God.
important for any performer to watch back their performance to make sure
That's what
see
makes you a
what is
better
wrong,
performer.
Yes.
to get you better.
As
Next
hard as
question.
it is, you must
What
do
is
it.
your idea of a perfect day off?
Oh, wait, dear.
Well, it starts with...
It starts with if I could get up, have a fry up.
Tell the truth, Shane.
What?
I won't go in there.
What is it?
I'm joking.
Oh, you're joking.
Continue.
A fry up would be like something.
Yeah,
Get up, have a fry. Probably go play golf.
Right.
Probably
Take the kids for a walk with the dogs down by the lake.
And just with the kids?
Yeah, it would be after golf, obviously.
Shane's perfect day off didn't actually include the kids. I was waiting. Only day actually.
Did you see Shane?
No. My perfect
The question
day off.
was, how did you like your
Is
day?
it
with
a
the
day
kids
off
as well?
with the kids or from the kids?
My kids doesn't work.
With the kids.
It's hard work, but
A
it's
day
not.
off from Westlife.
Definitely
Day
would
off
be
from
probably going out to like Strandhill or out to a beach, something like that, bring the kids out for a walk, get an
Give
ice
them
cream,
Strandhill and Sligo.
Few scoops.
get an ice cream in,
But basically, if Shane's on a
maple
day off,
mousse, get maple mousse.
Can you hear the
I
wheel
would-
spinning reversing there?
if Shane's on a day off, you know exactly where to go to find him.
Wagamamath. I probably have a Wagamamath in the
As well
evening.
as a fry-up.
As well as no, if I'm having a day off there, day off food, not eating well, like literally flat out, I'd go for it.
Okay. So start again.
A few pints of
And
Guinness.
then definitely a few pints of Guinness that night.
Chicken
Without
wings.
the kids, I'd have to leave them at home. Is that right? And then I would, go whatever, go out with
I think
Gillian,
you've
out
got
to
a
a
few
bar,
things
out to a club or something like that, and flat out.
You can probably do all that in 4
Go
hours.
flat out. So anyway, Shane, the last question is, what Westlife song can you lyrically relate to the most?
Good question, actually. Never been asked that question before.
You don't really think about the lyrics that much, do
No, I do. Do you think about them?
you? I'm already there.
Are you buying
I'm
time?
already there.
Are you buying time?
I'm already there. Is probably the.
That's mine.
No, proceed.
You can't rob it.
No, I have to. We share that song, Nicky. We do share it. That is a Shiniki sharing song. So,
Me and
all
Mark
you Shiniki fans
have
out
nothing
there,
to do with that song at all whatsoever.
the dogs will be alright in the second verse.
Someday you will, Kim.
Kian, you will in January.
You will? Mark will never.
You never say
Never
never.
know.
These days, anything's possible.
One of these days.
That's kind of it, is it?
There's another one here for everybody. Is there a chance you could get fans on stage to sing with you next year?
We do that a lot.
Yes, and I'm going to do that next year too.
Nick is going to do that in his second speech.
Nicky's doing an
Oh,
after
the first
show.
bit-
No, the second
yeah,
part of the first speech.
This first
By
one,
the end
that's
of
going to
this
be part
tour-
A and B. It's going to be part A and
Did
B.
you
of the
notice?
song
Did you
and
notice
B.
in Asia that Nicky had 3 speeches?
I actually think he had 4.
No, I was pushing for 5.
Nicky loves doing his speeches, so we let him do his speeches, and he does his long ones, and now we just got used to it. It's just part of Westlife, you know?
Part of the plan.
Part of the plan.
Like
But
also.
It'll be fun.
Also.
But we got
Oh,
everybody
so-
got to get amazing banners next year. We're going to have everybody's got to bring one.
So guys, I've got to break some bad news to you right now.
Wow.
We're getting the signals from behind the camera that we have to wrap this up.
Shima, would you like to come
So-
in and... No, okay.
We really enjoyed it all, guys. Thank you very much for all your questions. We hope that explains everything, obviously, about the end of
Probably
Westlife.
We've been off Twitter a little while, but we're officially back on there
Back
now.
on Twitter now, so any questions, bring them, keep coming to us, and we'll
Now that
probably
we spoke to you guys.
chat to you all.
Yeah,
Thank
We
you very
wanted to
much.
wait to have this conversation properly to kind of go back on Twitter.
Thanks for all your love and support, guys. It really means a lot, and we'll see you all on the farewell tour next year.
It's time to tap the rings.
Thank you. And our Greatest Hits album is coming out in 2 weeks' time, 2.5 weeks' time.
But
I
don't
reckon
forget
they
about
are.
the farewell tour.
That's going to be the most fun, in fairness.